All right, guys. So this is the first time I've ever done this. This is a drone video with voiceover using the DJI Mic 2. Just recording, talking right into the mic, and I have my DJI Air 3 in the air. So for the 100th video, I thought I would show the farm, just kind of like, hey, this is the farm. This is what we got. So right now we're looking at the beef barn. So the beef barn was built originally in the 1800s sometime. I think when I was a kid, one time my dad or mom found a quarter. It was like 1880 something. I can't remember the exact year on the quarter, but um, it's a bank barn with a stone foundation where the stones are all carved by hand. It's pretty cool. I've shown it a little bit in some of my videos with the cows. In 1983, it was hit by a tornado and it took off the top of the barn, and my dad rebuilt the top of the barn, but the bottom, the basement and the foundation is all original. And then a few years ago, we added on the shed on the side, which is where we store some machinery. But when my dad was a little kid, they bought the farm. His parents bought the farm in 1941. I believe he was 4 years old. They actually milked cows in that barn. It has an artesian well, which is a very good producing water well. And then they built the barn up above. Must have been in the 40s or 50s, and that was a concrete cinder block style barn. So, I mean, if you think about it, they bought the farm in 1941, and that would have been during World War II. So we'll take a little look at the other part here. So there is where the other barn was. Is currently my aunt's horse barn. So that barn was completely destroyed in the tornado of 1983, and there was a machinery shed that sat next to it, was completely destroyed as well. And that's my aunt's house, which is where the original farmhouse was for the family, but it burned down in, I think it was January of 2009 or 2010. It burned, and my aunt and uncle rebuilt the barn. So those are our fields. Big white thing, that's all the wrap round bales that I did. I have 71 wrap round bales for this year. These are our fields. All kind of goes back into a valley. There is our pond. The pond was dug in the 1970s by a local guy. It's kind of a local legend now, but and here is the horse barn. So the horse barn, I think it's 48 by 60. The green roof part, the steel roof part, has 9 horse stalls, an office, and a tack room. And then it is the coverall, which coverall buildings are no longer in business, but that is a coverall legend, which is 65 feet wide and 100 feet long. And it's tied right in together. There's some horse pasture. It's kind of bright, so I'm not sure what all you can see, but the cows are out there in the pasture by the beef barn. There's some horse paddocks by the horse barn. Altogether, we have like 8 paddocks and some bigger pastures. So one thing that's hard about flying the drone, it's so bright, is it makes it hard to see the screen. So if you go through, there's the fields, more fields. And over here to the left, you see the driveway right there. That is where the cabins are for Triple D cabins. And I'll fly over and try to get a little glimpse of them. So there you can see, that's the cabins. Let's see. Hard to get where you can see all 3 of them. But there you go. There's one to the left. That'd be the Wyoming. Right underneath the drone, the blue one is the Montana. And the red one to the right is the Colorado. Hard to see them with the leaves on. And then there's a shed in there where we do the laundry and everything. So here's a field where we planted the sunflowers. I don't think they're growing very much. We haven't had much rain since we planted them, actually. Last field of round bales to gather up. That's the pumpkin patch. Fly down the road here. Will be the driveway to my house, which is this woods that we live in is basically the south corner of the farm. We own to the end of the woods. Hard to see where I'm at. Oh my gosh, is it bright? So there's my neighbor's frown bales. Trying to get where I see the driveway. Wait, there we go. So that is my house. That was built. My dad built it in 1976. They moved in July 4th, 1976, and I was born in March of 1977. That is where the house is. My kids and I lived there. And then down below the house in the woods is the sugar house where we do Triple D maple. And the sugar house was built in 2014. And has the addition built onto it last year. I'll circle back around and I'll lower down and see if we can look at the sugar house here. It's so bright. I can't hardly see the screen for the drone. It's the trouble with flying it during the day like this. So that's the sugar house. Still have a little bit of work to do on the addition, but pretty happy with it. We just have to. I decided to add a little bit roof overhangs there, just so there wasn't just not enough room to walk along the edge. When you're trying to go up to the shed, there's not enough room to walk under the roof. And that was kind of the goal of the whole building, was to have it so you could walk under the roof and you didn't have to go outside if it was raining or snowing. So this is all pasture right here. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I'm lost. I can't. There's the driveway. There's the pasture. So we're going to try to fly this way. Can't see a thing on the screen. Hopefully the drone footage is better. That's the pasture. The creek runs down through it. And then if you go up the other side, there's a pipeline. There's a big clearing in the pasture right here. And if you keep going, get up to the fields. So we kind of own, like, it's kind of a valley. And the pond overflows into the middle of the valley, which ends up turning into a creek. These are the lower fields. We call that the steep field. Then we have the little field on the other side of the woods hedgerow. And then above that one, we call this one the trapezoid field because it's shaped like a trapezoid. Fingerprints on the screen do not help at all. And then over to the right, this is the stony field. Or no, that's the steep field. I didn't go far enough. This is the stony field. Right here. Got all the bales moved out of all these fields. I just have to move them out of the pumpkin patch. Trying not to crash. And that's a little field there. And then this will be coming up on the field below the well pad, which is where we're sitting in the side-by-side. And the well pad was put in the summer of 2000. I think it was 2010. So they've been back to do some work. They're supposed to be taking out the well and reclaiming all the land back to how it was. Everybody's kind of wondering how much reclaiming they're going to do. It'd be nice if they took out the entire road and put it back how it was, but I doubt that's what they're going to do. That would be the bales, and then over to the other side of the bales. The drone's going right over top of us. This line over here, we have the so there's the plowed field. That's the wet field. And only half of it's plowed because the part that this is the most wet is to the left, and that's not plowed. And then over there on the other side is where the horse trail goes all the way down through the woods on that side of all the fields. This little knob here we call the knoll. Used to have it all cleaned out and brush hogged and nice looking, but I haven't done that in a while. And then there's the field out on the corner. We own all the way out to the road. This is the farthest field we own that way. So that is where Triple D Farms, Triple D Maple, and Triple D Cabins it happens. There's the barn, beef barn, there's the 986, and the horse barn. So that's where we do all our farming. This is the home farm. There's the outdoor arena. So I'll give you a little, I just thought it'd be kind of good to leave a little view of the farm. Like I said, it's bought, purchased from actually family. I think my grandparents bought it from their in-laws in 1940 or 1941, which it's kind of amazing. It's amazing to me that somebody would buy a farm when we're at war, World War II. But you think about it now, we go to war and people here stateside just go about their business, So we'll see if this video turns out. It's really hard to see. There's all the round bales that I moved so far. I think it's 171, I think, I moved so far this year. 71 wrapped. So there's a good view of the well pad. So we're going to call that a video. Thanks for watching. Oh, please like and subscribe to the video. I hope you enjoy the videos. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more from Triple D Farms, Triple D Maple, and Triple D Cabins. Have a nice day.